In this video, I'm going to show you how to do the graphs for the G-moving plots lab. This is what you should have, is just time, distance, velocity. I'm going to fill in here 0 and 0.1 and 0.2. And then you can do a little trick here. You can actually get these to fill down. So you just grab that, scroll down. There it is, right? Okay, and then the velocity is 0. There's the first velocity, right? And then it's equal to, in that second cell there, right, left parenthesis, and then you're going to go this cell minus this cell here, right? That's how far you went in the last tenth of a second, right, divided by 0.1, right? And of course, there it is, right? And you can do that also all the way down. I like how the new version here kind of pauses there. That's nice. Okay, then I'm going to make this look all pretty here. I'm going to double click that and that, and there we go. Okay, when I double click those things, it actually makes it the size it needs to be, right? And now we're ready to put in a graph. The easiest way to do a graph, I'm going to zoom out here. Okay, the easiest way to do a graph is to select the stuff you want to graph first. So I want to do, the first one is going to be distance versus time, right? And then you go insert, and then it's a scatter graph that we want, and the one that we want for this one, I think this is the best looking one. It makes a smooth line. Okay. Now isn't that beautiful? Well, with the design tab clicked up here, right, I like to make that chart nice and big. So I'm going to move the chart and make it a new sheet. Okay. So I'm going to call this time, position versus time. There we go. And then this is like a new sheet there, right? And then watch this. This changed my world, right? Let's rename this tab. I'm going to call this data, right? And then this sheet here I'm going to get rid of. You can kind of make these little custom things here, right? I guess that makes new sheets, and that, there we go. Okay. So the next graph that we want, oh wait, let's go to our position time graph. Okay. That's a worthless legend, so let's get rid of that. I'm clicking on it. It's got to look like that, and then I'm hitting delete. Okay, and then let's go in here, and I believe it's layout is what we click on. And then I'm going to add a chart title. And I like the one above the chart like that. And then I'm clicking, and I'm doing Control A is the best thing, I think. And then I'm going to type position versus time, and then let's add, I'm going to add these other titles. The axis, I'm going to go below, and then let's go vertical axis. I like this rotated one there. And then this guy is, and I'm clicking in there, and then I'm going to go type Control A, and this is time in seconds, right? And then this guy here, I'm going to click in there and type Control A, and this is position in parentheses centimeters. Notice how I'm labeling the units there. This is time in seconds, position in centimeters. The other thing we might want is grid lines here. Okay, vertical. Let's do vertical grid lines, and I think major ones. Yeah, that's helpful. When you go to find the slopes, it's helpful to have that. So now I think that's a good graph. And now let's go into the data here, and let's select time, and we're going to do the velocity graph, right? So I'm going to select time, and then I'm going to select the velocity. What I'm going to do here, you can't tell, but I'm holding the control key down. This is a control drag, and there we go. And if you select two things like that, it'll now graph this is the X and this is the Y. And generally what it defaults is the leftmost column is the X and the right is the Y. Okay. So now we're going to insert an XY. I think this is the best one for an XY graph. Okay. And now let's just see what this page is going to look like. Okay. So let's do a print preview. And it's doing landscape, which has my data on the next page. I think I've got, this is so much data that I can't avoid that, right? I do want to make this graph bigger, so watch what happens. I'm going to close print preview. Now it's showing the pagination. Do you see that? So now I'm going to click that, delete that. Let's move this up. Whoops, I didn't do that. Control Z. You got to be careful what you grab a graph by. Okay. And then I think that's beautiful. And then this thing needs, of course, all the things that a graph needs. So let's go, I think it's layout. Let's give it a title. Let's give it title below the axis. Let's do the rotated tile one there. Chart title. Let's just leave it like that. Okay, let's make that a little bit bigger. And then the chart title, this guy is, I'm clicking in there. You can, by the way, just select all that, right? Just drag across it, but then sometimes you move it and stuff like that. This is velocity versus time. Okay, and then this guy here is Control A, time, seconds. And then this is, there we go, Control A is what I'm doing. Velocity, and then it will be in parentheses centimeters per second. Okay, so you could do that if you wanted to. You could actually click on the Design tab and move that if you want to another tab. This graph is good to have big because we're going to draw tangent lines on it. This one we're going to do like best fit lines through these points. We'll do that by hand. So what you want to do is you just want to print it from here. You're going to print this, right? Let's do a little print preview. Right, you're going to get that and then this, and that's good, right? Okay, and then you're going to go on here and you're going to have to print this guy, right? Print preview. Isn't he beautiful? Okay, that's how you do it. We're done. All right.